Hey everybody, Boris from BK Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for July 10th to July 14th, 2017. And the story this week is really going to be focusing on pound as a relative weakness trade and CAD, dollar CAD, as the relative strength trade. But I think I want to start the week with, or start the crosses section with the star of the week last week, which was Euro Yen, and I still continue to believe it's going to be the star of the week this week. Tremendous amount of power in that move yet, and it doesn't look like it's fully exhausted until possibly the 132 level. So I really like that. To the long side, 128 support, 132 resistance. We took out the 130s in Friday's trade, and if you get any kind of power move in the euro, or more importantly, even a power move in the yen through towards that 115 level, this 132 becomes very much within reach. The other big trade this week was pound CAD to the short side, as the relative strength of the CAD really shined through, and more importantly, the relative weakness of the pound did as well. So if we get a secondary whammy, if next week the UK labor data comes in soft, this, by the way, is kind of interesting. It's all Wednesday. We have UK labor data coming in London morning, and then North American morning, we have the Canadian Bank of Canada rate decision. So if you could get a kind of a double whammy, that whole 165 level definitely slices through like a hot knife through butter to the downside. Also, by the way, potentially could be a massive reversal as well. In other words, if you get positive UK data and dovish surprise out of Bank of Canada, I would completely reverse track on that. Either way, huge volatility pair, tremendous amount of opportunity, I think, both ways there, depending on how the news flows that day. And Euro Pound still looks extraordinarily strong. What's interesting about the Euro Pound, and we'll take a look at the charts here, is 90 now becomes the big resistance point, but if we can break above the 88.50 level, which we're kind of at as we close out here Friday afternoon in New York, the move towards 90 is essentially unencumbered. Let's take a look at the charts here, and let's first start with my favorite Euro Yen. You can see just what an incredibly smooth trend up, and really nothing here. I mean, we're in free flow territory. I would have to go back all the way. Look how there's just literally nothing keeping us back. If you go back all the way, a year back, let me just reaffirm that. Let's go back to the weekly charts and let's see where the weeklies starts. The weeklies don't even really begin resisting until around the 36, 38 level. So clearly you have some very much decent potential here for the move towards the 32s. And I continue to like this trade because both euro and dollar yen are trading very, very well as we go forward. Now, the other idea in terms of the other side, the strongest downside trade that we've seen is pound CAD, which I think took a tumble of about almost 300 points today. Yeah, almost 300. Yeah, more than 300 points to the downside, and looks extraordinarily strong as a move to the downside. Again, this is a relative weakness on the pound side and relative strength on the CAD side. A move to the downside here opens up the run through the 65s, and really then the floor falls out, and we can go all the way down to the 160. Conversely, 170 now acts as resistance, and that would be the area on a short covering move if we get positive UK data and negative Canadian data. And then the last trade that looks really good on the crosses is the Euro Pound trade. And you can see also here, now we are hitting that triple top resistance here, but the weakness in pound could push us right through. If we go towards the 89s, it opens up the gates towards a full run towards the 90. Again, this is much more of a pound weakness story than an unambiguous euro strength story. But still, as I said, euro looks very, very strong and viable towards the 115 next week, and that could carry us directly towards the 90 level as we go forward. So those are the best possibilities on the cross side. I wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. Boris Schlossberg, over and out.